Guys, welcome back to episode 3 of the Willoughby Experience, where you're gonna see me starting to actually build another coaster. I think this might be the first one I truly show being built, but excuse me, still getting over the cold, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. At first, I was not too happy. I wanted it to be a bit whippier and all that stuff, but for the size and what it's doing, it's pulling great forces. It's doing a lot. It's going to be our biggest ride, our flagship, our marquee attraction, and I cannot get over the editor. Obviously, I got all the big rides out of the way, and really, the reason why this ride exists, besides the story that we got a package deal with Intamin, is, well, I read a message wrong from Antonio. So, when I was getting questions from him, or excuse me, when I was asking him questions about what to do with the park, what ride should we add, what would you want to do, I read it quickly, and I saw it as Intamin multi-launch. I'm like, oh, okay. But then when I looked back while I was adding more things to get ideas and inspiration, I realized he said family multi-launch. So, yeah. That is the reason why we have the family multi-launch story. But regardless, I'm happy we have this. This was somewhat inspired by the new LSM launches, but also at the time of recording we didn't have interchangeable cars, so I said, you know, we're gonna go with basically a big Taiga. It'll be one of the last big wire frame coasters that Intamin would make, but ended up being kind of inspired by Pantheon a bit, I'm not gonna lie. Just more of those new gen, maybe Pantheon Totatis with a bit of Taiga in there, but really there's not much Taiga until the end. But regardless, I would say it's kind of like a new gen Pantheon mixed with Maverick. And really I went with the multi-launch in the middle there with the hill, just because I wanted there to be airtime. I was like, you know, let's get the best moment of airtime right here. Let's go crazy. And I wanted to go with the flying snake dive, because that is one of my favorite elements on a roller coaster. It's a rare element. Only a few have it. I know one of the most popular ones that people bring up is the one on Storm Runner, but there's also another one on Ride to Happiness, which sounds insane because you are spinning, right? And I mean, granted, it can be different every single time too. So yeah, that sounds like an incredible experience. But I ended up not going with that exactly. I did at first, but then I ended up taking it out, making my own little thing, and I kind of like what I did more, to be honest. It's almost like you are inverting, but you are definitely taking that at a better pace than what I had with the inversion, the pre-made, and I almost feel like the transitions from pre-made inversions are worse in this game. So I've almost not used them at all, to be honest. I haven't tried it yet with just perfectly straight track, no inversions, no turning, no banging at all. It probably is fine there, but in general, if you do any sort of banking, people were complaining even in Planet Coaster 1 that, you know, they wish they could smooth those transitions. In this game, I think it's truly needed as an option, because at the moment it makes things very compared to what you can make and how good the smoother is, it's just very jarring. It's just something I think needs to be looked at potentially. But I make my own versions anyway, so it's nothing for me, to be honest. I can get past it, but for those that like using it, you know, making stuff quick, and I mean, for the B&Ms, normally I use a lot of those, because I mean, shit, it's a B&M. They probably do that with their own coasters at this point. But I think it's something to be looking at. But this has been very fun to make. Basically, this is the only other thrill coaster I end up making. The only other stuff that I end up making is a spinning coaster, a family kind of classic wooden that we were gonna say the park was able to relocate and bring over to them. But yeah, in the next coming episodes after this is gonna be a lot of just actually building up the front area of the park. There's a tap room kind of place where you can get your beverages at, you know, your alcoholic beverages at as well. That was a place I was really happy with how it ended up turning out. Just going with the same modern kind of look throughout, but the Cosmic Cow Land is turning out really cute, really pretty. I'm really liking how that's coming, especially with the potentially, because I've been brainstorming now about the future, and really where the park, where Laser is, where I'm building this ride, is where I think the park is gonna end. I think the only other big expansion would be to where that Zamperla flat ride is. You can't see, but all the way to the left of this angle at least. And the drop tower, I guess, over there. But where that sandstone path is, it's going to wrap back around, and that's going to be it. And then I'm thinking, if I am going to expand, I'm truly going to dive in, no pun intended, into the water park stuff. Because I think the park would definitely, it would get to the point where this park would probably be doing so well with the water park that it would probably add something pretty big now, and not to the point where it's as big as Laser. I think this is over 6,000 feet. I always go ahead of myself with these big multi-launches. I truly think it would probably be 4,500 feet max for this park, but we say they got lucky. We're just gonna say they got lucky. But yeah, we'll see after the water park stuff if I come back. That'll be a fun thing to do, and I think I do want to do that before really diving into Willoughby World, because I'm gonna wait for the big guest cap to open again, because I think a big park deserves to be overflowing with guests, and 6,000, as I know it can slow your PC down a bit. I was able to run Planet Coaster 1. It's still a decent FPS at around 10,000 people. So I'm expecting around the same, especially with DLSS, you know, helping really, you know, not use as much resources on the GPU and all that. I'm hoping, you know, yeah, at least 8K, right? I just want to see those big parts bustling, right? And if I really have to do a little upgrade, like, because I basically have the recommended specs for this, for the game. Only thing that is not is the processor. It's just behind one generation. But it's basically the same processor, just behind one generation, the 3700X. So, if I really got to do that, yeah, that's fine. You know, that's fine. But I generally want to see a big park bustle with this game. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. And as we're near the end of the layout, I'm finally finalizing what I want to do. And then after, I know I'm not at the smoothing part yet. In fact, I'm probably, the final smoothing I don't end up showing. But, I'm finding out Smooth Strength 4 is like the Goldilocks zone. I was thinking going through this layout, I was thinking that it was going to change for each coaster, honestly. So, I ended up doing the Gerstlauer on 4. I just, you know, it was the first big coaster in the park, and I've been messing with 4 most of the time. So I'm like, you know, why not? I haven't really messed with any other strength. We're gonna stick with that. It looks good. A few of the others, maybe 3 is fine. Like I know I started Wild Hog at the time. Now Cosmic Cow Rough Rider, the wooden GCI we got. I started that with 3, but I think I went back over it with 4 because I was so happy with how this was. Because I started this coaster with 3 because I was thinking that, you know, Intamin's are probably 3. You know, they're smooth, but they're still having some crazy elements. But no, after play testing around, I truly think 4 is the smoothing strength. It's the perfect medium. Now I haven't gone over 4 really. Haven't tried 5 or anything yet or higher, because I think it can go pretty high. I think it can go up to like 10 or 12, something like that. But I know basically, I think what it does, it truly is just depending on, literally it's what it says. It's how strong it will smooth your track, the transitions, the height, the banking, and I think that it's almost a bit too weak in the other ones. You're still gonna have some weird moments where it's almost doing stuff. It's trying to smooth it correctly, but it just doesn't have the strength to do it. I'm trying to find the right way to describe it. It's the best way I can think of at the moment, but essentially does not have the literal strength to smooth it to a certain way that you probably want it, depending on the ride, you know. So 4 for me has been great for every ride that I've been trying to make. Even the family GCI, or the family classic relocated coaster that I end up putting in later is so good because of that. So good, so smooth. The coaster camera and the editor overall is just such an improvement. I've been having so much fun playing the more I'm playing this game. I'm honestly looking at this now, I'm kind of almost wanting the big airtime hill back. I end up putting this weird double up into it, and it kind of works. It really does work, but I kind of do just like it going into that, just a stronger, more potent airtime hill. And there you see the floating chassis. So it wasn't this episode or last episode, but it's this one. This is when I find out my mistake. Do not just try to, if you're doing custom trains, do not just copy and paste everything if it's a pretty intricate one, at least to try to save time and over it. You got to see those white brackets that bolting underneath the cars. Okay, so what I did find out though was you can duplicate. Just don't advanced move duplicate, but you can duplicate. So that's going to be useful at least for zero cars, because that's generally the most complex part of these custom trains anyway, even in real life. So that's a good thing. Oh yeah, you really see it. Holy crap, through that roll, that looks crazy. Yeah, and this is where I'm seeing the issue. I am seeing it. So I end up fixing it real quick. Actually, how do I fix this? I'm pretty sure, I know how I would fix it now, but how do I fix it here? It seems like I'm still trying to do the same thing, actually. I didn't learn my lesson yet. So that's what I'm saying. Just almost kind of want to skip this, but I somehow figure it out, I guess. Because like at the same time, I am just getting into the building aspect, and honestly, because of the views you guys have been giving me, thank you guys so much. I've been trying to really give it my all, but on top of flexing, you know, what I can do with this new system, I'm really trying to stress test what I can with the new game. But I've been really trying to put out some good stuff, and the more, you know, more episodes that come out, I think the more you see I'm getting familiar with everything and what we can do, and it's just gonna get better from here. The stuff I've been seeing on social medias has been, it's been incredible. This game is gorgeous, and the creations people are making are so good. I cannot wait to see, like, just a few years from now, even with expansions, a few more updates, man. It's gonna be a cool thing. So I am fixing it up right here, but the Intamin and the family multi-launch. Let's talk about that real quick, because I actually haven't even started that yet. It's gonna be the last coaster and the last probably thing I end up doing in this whole park. I might just even open this park just to work on some management stuff. I might open like the first end of it, like all the way up until, honestly, yeah, I'm just gonna open up everything up until the back part here, like with the asphalt starts. So, but I really want to do that just to get used to the management, all that stuff, because it does seem at least a bit more meat to it than the last game. I mean, I'm definitely getting pain for the power generators. So at least mechanics will have more to do instead of just strolling around and do maintenance checks. So the family Intamin multi-launch, I think now the idea I'm going with is going to be, since it's technically right in the front of Cosmic Cow Land, it's going to be one of the other marquee attractions in the land, and it's going to be a factory kind of theme. So it's going to be like a Hershey chocolate tour, but in a bit more wild, because it's going to be using the Intamin multiverse trains. And because of that, I'm going to see if I can even do it. But I think with the aquatic set and everything else, it should work. It should work. I started making some dark rides near the end of Planet Coaster 1, my career there, and so they are tedious if you really want to make good ones, especially with lighting and everything, but oh man, now I truly wish I did more of them, because they were some of the most fun things for me to actually make and put together. Even though it was a bit limiting if you were not using much Theme Maker Toolkit, but even by then, it was like a great experience. I really enjoyed seeing rides that I would try to make, you know, almost like gentle rides, and sometimes even kind of thrilling, throwing you around dark rides, kind of like Spider-Man at Universal Orlando. It was very fun. Especially with the lighting in this game, it's hard for me to even build sometimes, because I forget, oh, I gotta turn on my torch, because it's completely pitch black. So I generally am very excited to see what people can come up with that. And here is me making my own custom version. I said, screw it. I'm not liking the pacing of this. It is ripping through it way too fast. We're gonna make our own. It's basically the same inversion. It's just I have you kind of dip out instead of fully invert. So you kind of go like 120, 130 on the drop, and then you still have the stall here. It's kind of big dive loop stall. Or excuse me, like element stall, but no, that's kind of a dilute sidewinder kind of weird thing. But anyways, nerdiness aside, I ended up really having fun doing this, but I was having trouble, and this is where I was like, damn, it's not as smooth as the Gerstlauer is. And then I put it together. Oh wait, I used a stronger smoother by just one, and it really didn't matter. It really did help. So if you're having some trouble with that, I mean, honestly, just stick with it a few bit. I mean, try not to make as complex elements at first. You know, stick to the easy ones. And yeah, smooth strength 4. Trust, smooth strength 4. I'm actually on 5 right now. Jesus Christ. I think I was, you know, there's areas where I get I'm just like, you know, screw this. I just want this to be smooth. So I just put it up really high. But I ended up going back over this, like I said, on the GCI, and basically every coaster since I've used smooth strength 4. I think it is the way. I think it's the way. But really, I need to add, after the factory kind of gone wild, I'm thinking like adding more flat rides, really filling out more flats, obviously more shops, and then yeah, it's gonna be a small little experience, nothing too big, and a really good, you know, kind of starting package of everything that I can get with amusement park wise Planet Coaster 2. And man, I have ideas is all I'm gonna say. I have some ideas. It's gonna be great. I've been seeing people make things that it looks like the Western theme, the spooky theme is almost in the game with what they're making. The pieces they have are really great, so I'm really excited to see what they end up making with the expansions, potentially free updates, because we end up getting those Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo. Yeah, it's just I've been really liking it. I'm really liking it. Now I'm gonna stop, you know, gargling over Planet Coaster 2. Just how much I like the game, and I'm gonna think about what are your guys' thoughts on what they could add. You know, if even it could be literally an update to improve the game for you, or it could be, you know, something as simple as like a certain train type, a coaster type, a new flat ride type you're not thinking of that's missing, even a classic, man. Like some classics out there, I'm feeling like there's not in here, and I don't know, maybe it was because like flat rides were just much more of a thing for carnivals, trolley parks. Like they really had to try with these flat rides back then. Classic flat rides for me are awesome. I love Knoebels, I love Waldemere, stuff like that. It just, flat rides hit different there. So yeah, what would you guys add? Because for me it would be a bit more flats, even though I'm very happy with the flats we got. The fact that spoiler alert, I added a parallelogram to the Cosmic Cowland and was able to theme that all up. It's one of my favorite flats, and they're all going away. It's awesome. I hope for more stuff like that. I don't know if there's gonna be a Ferris wheel in this park. I don't think the residential area would like it, but we shall see. We shall see. Now, I will give you guys an actual POV of this ride. This is actually in guest cam, but it's still so smooth. Because the front bumper cam is still the smoothest way to ride a coaster, but even in guest cam, man. And that's really when I noticed it, because I was like, yeah, you gotta get pretty strong with smoothing here. Because when you can ride in guest cam and it's basically still like, wow, feels like I'm riding the damn ride. Yeah, that's when you know you've got it, in my opinion. That's when you know you got it. This looks like someone's using a GoPro illegally on my ride, recording illegally at my park. Yeah, that's when you know it's it. Yeah, I'm just finalizing the smoothing here as I'm getting to the end of it. Honestly, any ideas y'all would have to be thrown into this? Maybe small ones, because, like I said, I'm not adding anything big like this anymore. But just a small one flash ride. Medium to medium, small, medium, big. Smaller than this. It has to be smaller than 2,000 feet and at least 150 feet. Yeah, it has to be smaller than that. Any ideas for that? Just throw them down. I'd love to hear it. I do think that we're going to be ending this sooner than I thought, because as I actually started just sitting down and actually building up the park, I was like, oh, okay, this is definitely going to be smaller than I think. But really, I want to see how management starts working out, so I might actually just play through that normally, with just a bit of time lapses in there, just to get it through. But y'all, thank y'all for watching episode 3 of this one. It's been awesome. It's been fun making this. And make sure to check out, if you want more, go like, subscribe. And also, go ahead and check out the Hot Rollers. You know, that's my podcast, it's one of my main jams I do. Anyway, we have almost 70 episodes of just us talking about the amusement industry, talking about coasters. It's fun. We have guests come on too. No one high profile yet. Just honestly, homies on social media. Yeah. I don't know if you're podcast people, but if you are, I'll give y'all a few as well. Aside Friction Podcast, Your Favorite Coaster Sucks, and The Drunk Riders. Yeah, that's basically oh, and recently Inverted Creative Studio. They have been just some amazing folks. You might know Coaster 365. That is his new podcast that he started with some amazing folks of Buzz Bars. So definitely give that a listen. Very knowledgeable people. A lot of credits overseas. Fun times. But yeah, those are all my stuff I like listening to. And yeah, I'm gonna end this off with the POV with y'all. So take care. Catch y'all on episode 4, where I actually don't know what we're doing there. I forgot. But peace out, y'all.